We're good? Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome live from the Muse. My name's Pete Lewis. I'm the part owner of the Muse with Claire Church, who's running the sound back there. She'll come up a bit later. Tonight, we have the trio Flex, starring Art Lande on piano, Gonzalo Tepa on the bass, and Drew Heller on drums. And they're going to be performing some originals and some great music that we're hearing in just a minute. So you guys want to take it away?
Yeah, thanks. Yeah. Welcome, everyone. We're proud to be able to share our sounds with you and hope that it's nourishing. I've been reading this book, The Book of Life by J. Krishnamurti, who I used to hear speak in San Francisco in the 70s. And I think it's a time of spirit, because a lot of other things are not happening other than the Muse. So in this book, it tells something for each day of the year, and this was for May 7th, and I read it, and I thought I'd like to share it with you. And then we'll go right into one of my new songs called Desert Song, which is about me and Aubrey being in the desert in Phoenix over the winter while you had 153 inches of snow. We were hiking. One must have great feelings. In the modern world where there are so many problems, one is apt to lose great feeling. I mean by that word feeling not sentiment, not emotionalism, not mere excitement, but that quality of perception, the quality of hearing, listening, the quality of feeling a bird singing on a tree, the movement of a leaf in the sun. To feel things greatly, deeply, penetratingly is very difficult for most of us because we have so many problems. Whatever we seem to touch turns into a problem. And apparently there's no end to man's problems, and he seems utterly incapable of resolving them because the more the problems exist, the less the feelings become. I mean by feeling the appreciation of a curve of a branch, the squalor, the dirt on the road, to be sensitive to the sorrow of another, to be in a state of ecstasy when we see a sunset. These are not sentiments, they are not mere emotions. Emotion and sentiment or sentimentality turn to cruelty. They can be used by society. And when there is sentiment, sensation, then one becomes a slave to society. But one must have great feelings, the feeling for beauty, the feeling for a word, the silence between two words, and the hearing of a sound clearly. All that generates feeling. And one must have strong feelings because it is only the feelings that make the mind highly sensitive. This next one is for our helpful health guys, Gupta and Fauci. But they always tell us things that are hard to hear. So I'm thankful for them, but not always for what they're saying. So this is some COVID music, Gupta and Fauci. This piece is from Gonzalo. We've had it in our book for a while. We haven't played it hardly at all, and it's beautiful. It's called Regresando, which means coming back. Ah, that's good. We have to be patient, but we will do Regresando, right?
2. Hey guys, we're just going to take a quick pause here before the next tune happens. Again, my name's Pete Lewis, Clare Church. We run the Muse. We're so happy you're tuning in and listening to this great group named Flex with Art Lande on piano and Drew Heller on the drums and Gonzalo Teppa on the bass. That was a beautiful tune. That was awesome, man. Oops, too far in. So if you would like to help us out and help the Muse keep the doors open and get this money to these musicians, we're asking for a suggested $10 donation, and you can do that Venmo at Muse Performance Space, or go to our donate page on our website, www.museperformancespace.com. Please share this around. Next Friday, we're going to have Will Swindler's Quartet here at 7 p.m., so tune in for that.
This Friday, right?
This Friday.
Yeah.
This Friday. And actually, Drew, you're in playing with that. Peter Stoltzman and Matt Smiley and Will presenting some music this Friday at 7. Claire, did you have something you wanted to?
I just want to say hi to all these folks. We got Emily Takahashi is here,
Right.
John Gunther,
John. Hey, John.
Who else? Brandy Bain, Catherine Radakovich,
Marilyn
Rush
Glasgow.
Schisler, Carmen Sanjim,
Barry Deister.
Barry Deister,
Yep.
Teresa Carroll, Zach West, Dave Frolickstein. I went to college with Dave Frolickstein. He is a great lead trumpet player. Wayne Seltzer, Pete
Gene.
Summer,
Gene Ackerman,
Mike Fitz, Mary Lynn Gillespie, Peter John Stoltzman. All right. Hi to all those folks.
Is Greg Wall in the house?
Greg
Greg's
Wall.
here,
Greg
yeah.
Wall is here
Wall in
too.
the house? All right, Greg.
Woo. All right, and we'll keep you updated as to who's in here.
All right, Art, you want to take it away?
Thanks. We're so appreciative of Claire and Pete, and hope that we can keep things rolling here through this difficult time. They've been amazing. I'd like to mention that we have a pretty new CD out, and we did it last September, and people kept saying, well, why do you call it Resist the Eel Panda? And this was in September, but I didn't know until the pandemic hit why we had called it that. And if you see the cover of this, which you can get through my website or through Spotify or any of these streaming things, you can hear it. But the cover has an innocent panda, which lives in China, and the panda has this electric blue tongue that wraps around and turns into this dangerous eel. And there's a hand coming out kind of saying, no, stop. So our record, Resist the Eel Panda, means don't get the virus. And it happened in September, and then I realized why it was called that. So thought I'd mention that. This next piece I wrote in the early 70s for Steve Swallow, my dear friend, and we had a band together in the Bay Area. And it's kind of gone underground since then. I think Drew Grass played it once, and I thought I'd show it to the guys, and Gonzalo play the hell out of it. And this is called Underbrush. just glad to be alone with you this afternoon, to see the world so bright, so colorful, shape and fragrance, with the sky so blue, gentle, peaceful, true. We can join everything that blooms in the springtime, rejoicing in the light, our sweet, quiet way. That was another Arizona desert song. Aubrey and I had such a wonderful winter, and we hiked every day, and we hardly talked. We just saw the beauties of the desert and the plants and the shapes of the rocks and the feeling in the air and the light. So that's for Aubrey, quiet day. And I think we got one more piece for you. This one is, I do these rearrangements of standards, make them unstandard. And there's this song that I've been looking at for a couple of years, and finally it was the right time to redo it. It's called It's a Most Unusual Day, which is every day right now. And I call it really unusual. So we hope that you have an interesting experience listening to this. Well, we hope that was unusual enough. We had a nice time playing. We hope that it was received fine out there in the world. We really appreciate the Muse and Claire and Pete and Drew Heller playing the drums like only he does. Gonzalo Tepas, the same, sawing away in COVID world. Art Lande. So Pete's going to say a little few things. And that was a nice hour to spend with you. I hope that you felt good. We wish we could see you all. We really do. And hopefully one day we will be able to. So let's hang in there and be kind to yourself and to others. Really show up. Remember what Krishnamurti said. It's a good time to savor the beauty and the joy of being alive, even in the difficulty. I know we can do it. We're trying. And some days you sink, and then Drew was saying it's a roller coaster. Some days he's upbeat, then he's down, then he called me, or he's up, and then he inspired. All of us do our best. So be the good person that you are, and be sad and lie there when it's a day that you can't handle it. And we'll get through. I know we will. Thanks.
Well spoken, Art. Thank you. And I know this is these guys' gig in the first couple of months that you've got played, right? And so what we're trying to do is provide actual gigs here at the Muse and stream them to you all, since we can't have people come in yet, and we're not sure when that's going to happen. So we have more people coming through. We have a whole lineup in May, and then we're going to be extending it out to June. Just a reminder, this Friday, Will Swindler Quintet, Drew Heller, Peter Stolzman, Matt Smiley, and Will. That's at 7. It's a quartet. And if you'd like to help us out, keep the Muse Performance Space open. Your donations, we take the money and we give 70% to the musicians performing, and then we'll take 30 to help pay our rent and expenses. So, and please share this information, share this link, and let people know about what's happening Friday. Also, we have other friends from Dazzle. They're doing some shows streaming. I think it's Thursday they have a show. Check Facebook, there's a lot of events listed. Also, Liqueur is doing a series on Thursday, Friday, Saturday. They're doing some streaming things. So there's a lot of stuff happening, trying to get the musicians supported here. So check that out, and we really, really appreciate that. We can't hear your applause, but I know there's thunderous applause. Drew Heller on drums. Yeah. Gonzalo Teppo on the bass. And Art Lande on piano.
And
Thanks.
please resist the eel panda.
All right, take care, buddy.